1, 3.
Got it. I got
It's
it.
Got
go
it.
on 3. It's 1, 2 tonight. Coming at you live this Thursday evening. You'll be watching it Thursday morning if you're smart. Watch it before everybody else watches it. Then you're going to have to be at the water jug that nobody congregates at anymore because COVID has ruined social interaction at work. But, find a room, gather.
Don't be the last one to
Vape,
see
I
the
guess.
Facebook post about covered in film.
That's right. When we review 1989's Lethal Weapon 2. Obviously, major fans of Mel Gibson, although that's not a plus for us because we keep doing Mel Gibson movies. The star of this movie, the real one to come out and I think really exploded into mainstream, Joe Pesci. Couldn't be here tonight, but we do have Joe, the bearded baritone Morgan.
That's right. Holding
Jason,
it down.
whatever you want. I'll blow it up with the Buchanan. And I'll be your host, Martin Riggs. All right.
Martin.
Is this Joe Morgan? Let's roll it out there real quick. One of your top 3 buddy cop comedies. Is this in top 3?
Yeah, I would say this is in the top 3. I mean, I like number 2 and 3 equally. A lot of people don't like number 3. I do like number 3. But
hot take. Is that the one with Jet Li?
No.
Interesting.
All right.
And the other 2 would be Another 48.
Over the original?
Or no.
Blasphemy.
No, you're right. No, for the original 48 hours is better than I thought. Okay, I always get that shit backwards. And then I had the other one and completely forgot it.
Tuner, Hooch, and Kindergarten Cop.
Oh my god! Now, Kindergarten Cop is not a buddy cop comedy.
Not a buddy cop comedy.
Not a Tuma. All right.
Not.
God
What,
damn,
Jason? Is this in your top 3?
Fuck, what's the other one?
Yeah, I mean, I think there was one called Two Guns that came out recently.
Okay,
but
wasn't that a Xbox game?
I don't know if that's it. Is an Xbox
is that a cop movie? I don't know, but I mean, I would say, yeah, but I don't really have any others to list off for you on that category.
All right, well,
I can't remember.
What about
my number 1 and it's pissing me off. I want to see what Ben says.
All right, so my it's definitely not yours. I guarantee that. This one's good, but as far as cop buddy comedies, I definitely feel like Beverly Hills Cop.
There you go.
Is one of the best that's ever been made.
That was the one.
Yeah, Beverly Hills Cop is hands down one of. I mean, that movie made other buddy cop comedies. Number 2, I don't know, but number 1 for sure is The Other Guys. That is hands down my favorite buddy cop. Dude, it's the only one I want to watch anymore.
I don't even think I've seen that one.
Yeah, you don't like Will Ferrell, so why would you? I guess for Mark Wahlberg, but how many movies do you watch just for Mark Wahlberg? Jason, give me a rating and a grading on Lethal Weapon 2.
Okay, look, man. So I was kind of confused on why this movie was picked, to be honest with you. So this is, being recorded around Christmas time. So I have ordered a lot of stuff on Amazon recently, as you can see by the tree behind me. So I had a little thing called a promotional thing because I, didn't do a rush shipping on my stuff. So I had a little nice promotional thing sitting on my Amazon Prime ready to spin on a nice flick.
And instead you...
So yeah, so I spent my $4 promotional. So I waited for my Blackstone to come in later so I can get my promotional $4 and spent it on this great flick. So that's where that ended up with this one.
Wow.
As for sequels, good sequel for the first one. I think the second one, Lethal Weapon, was better than the first. Third one. I don't know if the second one's better than the third, but I can see where Joe's coming from. It is a decent flick. But in regards to a category, or I'm sorry, a grade, I'm a C minus guy on this one. You know, I think the acting was pretty good. C minus,
C
dude.
minus,
I mean, the
dude.
music was actually pretty good.
There's a condom tree,
dude. There's so much
first
slide
of all,
guitar.
when he was fucking. Yeah, okay. Okay. I'm sure there's a condom tree sitting behind you now, as my Christmas tree is sitting here behind me. But when he's chasing the fucking car on the freeway on his feet, like, come on, dude. Like that part was like, you fucking shit me. Like, you're opening with this shit. You fucking a shooting out scene, then a helicopter shows up and he's chasing a car on his feet, and then $1 million in gold doubloons fall out of a trunk. Like, give me a fucking break, dude. But all in all, I'm a C minus on this one.
It was good.
I feel like it's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. We just did Ford Fairlane, and it's like the unrealistic liberties that action movies could take, where people were like, "Oh, that's cool," instead of "What a bunch of horse shit."
What kind of shit?
Yeah, this is the last of an era, really.
Well, and Riggs running through traffic and chasing, criminals on foot is a thing like that. It happens in number 3. It happens in number 4. I actually think as I was watching him chase that car up the on-ramp, I realized that Tom Cruise just wants to be Mel Gibson.
Yeah, I really.
he's just
like, I'm going to take a page out of that guy's book.
Yeah.
Hate Jews and run.
You know what's going to make this movie better? Scenes of me running.
Right. Yeah.
Uphill both ways.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, what's cool about this movie, is when it was recorded, they don't have cell phones. If they wanted to blow some up, they blew the fucking thing up. If they wanted to drive a car through a building, they drove the fucking car through a building. There's no, it was nice to see a throwback to those kind of days when shit actually had to happen to make it happen.
Yeah, no CGI.
You want to knock a house down a building, or you want to knock a house down a hill? We're gonna do it.
They've got it. They've got a note for that. That stunt, pulling that house down, $500,000 to get on
89.
Yeah,
easy.
Yeah, right.
That's what I remember the most about this movie. So I mean, yeah, it stood out.
Yeah. Joe, what would you give it as far as a letter grade?
I mean, I loved this movie.
A rating, I guess.
And maybe a rating. I'm already talking out my ass. It's a fun movie. I've always enjoyed it. I really like the play of Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. I feel like those two play off of each other really, really well, especially with their roles in this movie. I like the back and forth. The way Riggs is kind of an adopted child almost to the Murtaugh family. It's a B. I always have a good time watching this movie. It's over the top. It's ridiculous. At the time it came out, and it really thrust a lot of the stuff that was going on in South Africa right into the spotlight, into the limelight.
Like, you're gonna listen to me.
Yeah, and it's just a take you don't see very often in big budget action movies. So, yeah, I like this movie, man. It's a B.
A B. All right. Well, that's cool. Not everybody's right all the time.
No one's perfect.
Watching this, it definitely there's a suspension of disbelief. It's funny that you bring up right away his running on the freeway. Like, I remember when he's the first shot when he's just running around, like keeping up with the car. I'm like, what is this? And then he runs up the on-ramp, and again, Murtaugh comes up behind him. Is like, get in the car. All right, but I'm driving. I was like, oh god. I honestly remember their chemistry being a lot more explosive, and I felt like on this watch, I was like, they're just kind of two actors getting into it, but they're good. It's classic. It's a C. Has it aged well? It hasn't aged horribly, but it definitely hasn't aged well. It's funny, as I'm watching it, I'm like, is the bomb in the toilet like the beginning of number 3? Or oh no, here it is. Here it is. Right here. Like, I remembered it exactly as it was coming up. Had a couple other things, and then really, I mean, this was It wasn't, My Cousin Vinny level breakout for Pesci, but this movie, I feel like, for me, my mom used to quote the okay,
Okay.
and then they
all
fuck you
the
in the
time.
drive.
And
Oh,
they
dude, they
fuck
fuck you
you in the
Yeah,
drive-through.
yeah, that's
I
added that
still
to.
say that shit when they fuck
I
my
know.
order up.
That's right. Because they know you're gonna be miles away. Yeah, this movie really added some special stuff. I feel like a lot of it was Joe Pesci, so I give it a C. There's too much wrong with it to go any higher, but it does have some fun stuff. I was surprised, shocker. I was like, oh god, I forgot that they killed his love interest.
Oh, did you really?
Yeah, when he saw her under the water, I was like, oh shit, which was followed immediately by my number one kill in the movie. What would you guys say is your number one kill for this movie? There's a lot of creative killing.
I like it when he's calling out the names of the cops that have died as he just friggin' unloads a whole clip into that dude as he's walking. I'm just like, yep, that's what it's all about right there. He's just clack, clack. Yep, that's my favorite. And then the fucking the shipping container one. I mean, that's hard. That's hard.
Okay, that's what I was
dropping
thinking.
the shipping container.
Yeah.
It's
totally, could have a little bit more explosion.
Big classic move.
This Lethal Weapon 2 has the most body count at 33 of all the lethal weapons. Ben, what is your body count?
Is that right?
What's Ben's body count?
What's your body count, Ben? Yeah.
I really like the one with Ice-T. I saw them in concert, Day on the Green in Oakland with Metallica and Guns N' Roses. I thought that was pretty good.
That was the last Day on the Green, wasn't it?
It's the one where they tore up the entire fucking field and had a dirt clod fight.
That's right.
So, yeah.
There was
should have had a mullet count.
Anywho.
Should have had a mullet count.
Yeah, I
should have had a mullet count. Speaking of which, yeah, Mel Gibson's hair in this. Jesus. That guy's had some hair.
That didn't age well.
There.
That part didn't age well. It's funny, actually, when you mentioned the aging well. I thought about it, and it's like watching the movie, there wasn't anything that really just jumped out and screamed dated. I mean, obviously the older cars and the lack of cell phones and technology and some of that stuff, but overall it was really well produced and polished film. I mean, it really.
Some of the sound effects were kind of aged with the gunshots and explosions and stuff, but it was kind of nice seeing all the retro cars.
Yeah. The punctuation of every emotional part with.
Yeah, that was the comedy. It was the comedy twang.
I thought
they had a really short one at one point. I'm like, you're just going to put in a quick when I forget what it was for, though. It was hella fast. Ridiculous.
Speaking
budget
of sound,
of $30 million.
Well, I just want to touch on the sound. Jason mentioned the
Let's
sound
touch
and
on the sound.
It being dated. Wasn't that the one thing it won an award for?
Yes.
You know who was on this?
Nominated.
Oh, nominated. Clapton. Didn't win.
Nominated.
Didn't win.
Yep. Didn't win. Didn't two, didn't three, but four did for sure. When does Jet Li comes in at some point, and then Rene Russo's in it? I think they rely on Joe Pesci. Yeah, they rely on Joe Pesci in number 3 a lot. And then Rene Russo is like, I got to come in and give the feminine touch. And now number 5, what are they going to even do? They got to chase somebody through the old folks' home? Like you said, Joe Pesci is 80 now. Lethal Weapon in space. Don't fire that guy here. Yeah. The end.
Budget you were talking
about. Budget.
Yeah. 30 mil. Budget of 30. Box office 227.9. What you would call a success.
Blockbuster.
Cha-ching.
Yeah. I mean, that kind of dude.
Third largest movie of the year. When's the next time we're going to
see a movie do that? Was it?
Well, yeah.
Nice. What was number 1?
The Goonies.
It wasn't the Goonies. It was one of them was Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Oh yeah,
nice. One of the best movies
of all
time.
Movies this
Batman.
Batman. Michael
Yeah.
Keaton.
Yeah, Michael
Coming
Keaton's
at ya.
Batman.
The best Batman.
Yep.
We talked about that not too long ago. Is Keaton the best Batman? I don't know. I like
Which Batman is it? Yeah.
I like I can always forget his fucking name, but Batman Begins. That actor, he's my favorite Batman.
Christian Bale.
Yes, that's my favorite Batman.
He's
I
not my
just like
favorite
Christian Bale.
actor who portrays Batman, but that is my favorite Batman. Is those stories? But I don't know. I love Michael Keaton. I'm never gonna go against Michael Keaton. I got season tickets for anything Michael Keaton.
So in '89 when this movie came out, you know, I was watching other flicks. I'm a little bit younger than you guys. I was watching Little Monsters, you know, The Wizard, Uncle Buck.
Oh
I
shit,
Shrunk the
Uncle
Kids,
Buck.
Back to the Future 2. So this one I didn't. I mean, I was watching those. You know, I didn't really see this one come out until a couple years later. I watched it. I think I watched number 2 and then number 1. I think I got it out of order when I really watched it.
Yeah.
So I did
It's
2,
funny.
1,
I
3,
heard a
unfortunately.
comment. Yeah.
Yeah.
You've never seen it?
What was that? Did I step
I've
over your
seen
joke?
2.
Wait, say it again.
No, I'm not. No, there is no joke. You can step all over.
Oh, I thought you had a good.
No, I just never
It sounded
seen
like
4.
a zing was coming.
No.
Yeah, number 4
No,
was,
I
was
zagged.
Jet Li, where he freaking made Riggs look like a punk, grabs his gun and pulls the friggin' slide off and then just kicks his friggin' ass. Yeah, I've seen all of them. I'll go see number 5.
Yeah, in the theater.
Yeah, I'm
Probably
personally
going to be released directly on Netflix, but
but I've got long odds on Lethal Weapon 8 and 9 coming out.
yeah. Well, I mean, I tell you what, I've already seen Lethal Weapon 7 and 8 on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's not really that lethal.
It's they're super ridiculous, but really, really funny. So 30 million budget, 228 million in the box office. I could Google, but off tonight on location. Russell Craigie, our Googler, not here. But when will we see a movie like that again? Now, tonight, Avatar releases. Yeah. Avatar 2, The Way of Electric Boogaloo, releases in theaters. And I want to believe, like, Avatar 1 is it still the highest grossing? No, Endgame beat it, right?
Fuck,
again, Googler not here. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad.
I feel like, yeah, I think Endgame.
I also think Endgame. But Avatar costs so much that just to recoup its costs, it's got to be like the 4th or 5th biggest movie of all time just to break even.
Avatar holds the record still because of the re-release.
That's right. I remember looking it up.
James Cameron said, "What? Fuck you, motherfucker!
I'm coming back."
He's like, every time a new movie he released, did a Japan release. He's kept it from places so he can re-release it. Yeah, smart move. Smart move.
Endgame,
keep it fresh.
I fucked him.
So it's crazy to me to think when's the next time we're gonna see a $30 million movie with a budget that's gonna almost times 10. It's just crazy to me.
I mean,
movies have changed so much. Thanks, Netflix
and Blockbuster. Oh, sorry.
Nah, Blockbuster didn't. What is it? No, it's Netflix now. It's streaming. Streaming has changed it. And I remember working at Blockbuster in 2004 and saying eventually all this shit is going to be digital. Like as soon as the iPod came out, I was like, oh, well, sooner or later you will have that on whatever device you want to put it on. Yeah. And here we are. And unfortunately, a side effect I didn't see is that just going to flood the market with shit.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a glut of entertainment options out there now. I mean, just before we started the show, my son watched 45 minutes of some guy running through playing Fortnite.
Oh yeah, I never understood that. My son would
40.
buy a video game and beat it because he watched some guy play it on YouTube. I'm like, how'd you know how to do that? He's like, I saw it before. I'm like, why did you buy the game then if you know how to beat it? It makes no sense.
Yeah. Yeah.
Speaking of flooding
Brave.
shit, I like the scene where the toilet lands on the 88 Oldsmobile. I like that part a lot.
Yeah.
Dude, when that toilet
Yes.
lands on the car, I was like, dude, that car's getting fucked up, man.
Oh,
What a classic wood paneling car that was. I love that shit.
Yeah.
beautiful little touchstone that they do throughout the whole movie is that poor car,
Yeah.
That car getting
brand
beat
new.
In
We
the
got room.
beginning chase scene,
You're
when he
not gonna
shoots the
fit.
gun and they push the windshield out, I'm like, why does it look like barely any wind is in fucking Riggs' hair, and they don't have a windshield in this car?
All
Like,
right.
are you? Where is the
flowing.
realism of this?
Dude, that's back when hairspray was real hairspray, right?
Oh my
those
God.
were
little-
the hairnet days. You know what I mean? You remember
Yeah, a
friggin'
little
And they're
ozone
like-
hole above your head.
Yeah,
Aquanet.
dude, they're like
Aquanet.
yelling at each other. You wouldn't even. You'd be eating so much air every time you open up your mouth with no windshield driving down the. Like, you're not yelling at each other. You're like, ridiculous. Very silly. All right, let's hit on some fun stuff here. Richard Donner directed this movie.
All right.
Now, that name may mean something to you, it may not, but dude, The Omen, Superman 1 and 2 with Christopher Reeves, right there.
Oh,
You're like,
you're going way back. All right.
But then get this, The Toy. Who's with me
Really?
on The
He did
Toy
The
with
Toy?
Richard
Is that Robin
Pryor?
Williams?
Damn, that's a
No,
great
it's
movie.
Richard
The Toy?
Pryor.
Oh,
I've seen that. No, that's Toys.
Yeah,
Okay,
this
Toys
is
with
The
Robin
Toy.
Williams. I remember that movie. God,
I've seen that movie. I watched it over and over as a kid, dude. Seen that movie so many times. Lady Hawk. Shout out to Jason with Goonies.
Oh, nice.
All 4 Lethal Weapons. Scrooged. So this is not the first Richard Donner movie we've ever reviewed,
Right.
Oh, you did do
uncovered in
Scrooged.
film.
Okay.
Scrooge is great. Joe's favorite, Radio Flyer.
Of course, classic.
It's the one, dude.
I have it on
Okay.
VHS. I have it on DVD. I have it on Blu-ray.
I watch
That's
it
right.
every night as I go to bed.
Yes, it's my music to sleep to.
I go to sleep to that
and then-
movie.
A lot of movies with Mel Gibson. He did Maverick. He did Conspiracy Theory. And then sadly passed away last year. But this guy was responsible for a lot of movies that were just standards of quality.
Yeah, and
Really
those are
great.
some friggin' heavy hitters
So,
right there.
Regarding
I-
Richard Donner.
Uh-huh.
So did you guys catch right before they did the commercial with the condoms and the dude's daughter? They were watching Tales from the Crypt, and he actually produced or directed some
Yeah.
of the Tales from the Crypts as well. It was a
Nice.
nice little Easter egg there. That's pretty cool.
Yep.
I didn't catch
Agreed.
that. I had to read about that one.
He also killed a man with a nail gun once. That was a little Easter egg as
Mm.
well.
You know, I wanted to ask Joe. I mean, you're
I
the
gotta-
construction
I
guy.
gotta Google
Like-
that. Yeah, no, yeah,
Is that really possible? Kill someone
yeah.
with a
No,
nail gun
you
like
could
that?
you could kill somebody with a nail gun.
Oh, yeah, dude.
You shoot
Shoot
them
it in
in
their
the
heart
fuck-
or their
you
head.
Shoot it in their fucking head. I mean, it's a small area of impact. You know, I mean, really, when you think about it, the diameter of a nail, like, I mean, they're not going to be instantly dead. Yeah, may not
slow
even
death.
be incapacitated, but will a nail gun shoot a friggin' nail into your skull, fucking right
I
to the
bet.
fuck? Oh yeah, without a doubt. You know, will
Spray
they
that
die
must
as
come
quick
off.
as they did in the movie? No,
Or stick to the wall with just sitting there? Yeah, okay. All right.
Stick
that's one of the parts that I thought was hilarious. Actually, was he friggin' nailed him through a sheet of plastic, and the nails through the sheet of
Yeah.
plastic held the
him
entire
up.
weight of a dead body
Right.
up. I was like, come on, dude, come on. I do like that
Yep.
scene though when the guy shoots the nail gun and they both
They
fucking
pull the guns out.
pull the guns out on him. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. If you haven't been around one of those, and just a whole nother friggin' thing that most people probably a friggin' battery and or cordless friggin' nail gun in 1989. That was expensive,
Right.
That was
That was half the movie budget.
dude. You gotta
I know,
understand that guy's when he lets them hold it and he's wanting it back so quick. Like back in then, that was an expensive piece of equipment.
Fucking drop it or something. It's like, oh man, come on, that's worth more than your car.
Yeah, it's
the guy with the nail gun. Another speaking of Easter eggs, I always immediately see him and I'm like, oh, that's the guy who in Scrooged says you can barely see them
you
nipples.
can barely see this. That's hilarious.
And they are really looking. Yeah, I anytime I see him, I'm like, oh, it's the guy. That's one of my favorites. Don't know his name, but you know who I do know the name of who acted in this movie? Mel Gibson. Richard Donner had said that Gibson confided in Donner that he was drinking 5 pints of beer for breakfast every morning.
Yeah.
At this point.
I will believe that.
5 pints of beer.
Yeah.
And then
right,
was
good Lord.
well known for his professionalism and punctuality. 5 beers for breakfast in the morning?
Oh yeah, man. Shit. You gotta get that motor started.
Oh my come on.
That's
gonna shut the motor right down. Holy shit.
I'll be asleep by 1.
Dude, imagine how much you had to drink throughout the day to keep it rolling.
Maintain,
fuck, dude. Because you can't
have
start
a little flask hidden around the stage.
Dude, I'm telling you, you can't start
Probably
that hard
and
then drop. That's why his hair didn't move in the.
Yeah,
all right. He's got. It's actually a fridge.
Yeah, I just say that whole thing was actually a container. It just
right.
It's like the wine purse.
That's right. Yeah. Had
Merce.
A little clear tube that you didn't see. On his side shots, his
little trailer on the beach was a nice.
Oh, lost him.
Helicopter.
We lost your sound.
Lost
his trailer
there.
On the beach. What?
Can you hear me now?
There we go.
Yep, yes, trailer on the beach.
I was like with the dog and the trailer and the beach. That was a nice little spot until the helicopters fucked it all up. It was nice.
I agree. I thought that was pretty cool.
That really
poor dog though, left there alone all the time while he's gallivanting around at Murtaugh's house
on a beach with his own door in and out of the come on, man. That dog was living his best life.
He was
maybe
until the helicopters.
Maybe
till friggin' Leo Getz showed up and cleaned up the fucking trailer and kicked him out.
Whatever you want, Leo Getz.
When was the last time you cleaned the pan under the refrigerator? Who's cleaned their pan under the refrigerator? Did you guys even know there was a pan under your refrigerator?
I had a fridge that had one. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Maybe that I was like, oh, that's a callback. That dates this movie.
That does date the movie. That does date the movie. But I thought that was funny. Who friggin'? I mean, I know they're there. You don't have to really clean them anymore.
Apparently, let's just talk about Joe Pesci. Apparently, the original idea was to make Leo Getz very effeminate and, kind of swishy. And Joe Pesci was like, no. How about I make him very eager to please? And he came up with okay. And Richard Donner was like, absolutely. Love it. Let's do that.
Awesome.
Joe Pesci retrospective coming at you right now.
All right. Let's do it.
Danny Glover actually called and said, hey, if you're going to talk about Gone Fishing, you got to talk about Joe Pesci's entire career. And I said, Danny, we're not going to talk about Gone Fishing, but I will talk about Joe Pesci's career. Dude, he actually bounced around quite a bit. He's well known as like the gangster, the crazy gangster. But like My Cousin Vinny, he was in JFK.
That's my favorite Pesci role is My Cousin Vinny. Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. I mean, he was in Man on Fire, Moonwalk.
The original Man on Fire, now not the Denzel
movie. Yeah, the original, right? Shit.
He was in
Once Upon a Time
Moonwalker.
in America back in '84. Yeah, the Michael Jackson.
Smooth Criminal, baby.
Yeah.
Casino. Right.
Home
Right,
Alone.
Casino.
I mean, probably one of his other really
Home Alone 1 and 2.
well-known movies. Home Alone.
I don't know. I feel like Home Alone makes me feel dirty to watch it now. It's too much. It's too much. It's so over the top that every premise is like, come on, man. Come on. Except for, of course, what is it? Trick or treat, you filthy animals? No, what does he say? Keep the change?
Nah, keep the change, you filthy animals.
That one. Yeah.
8 heads in a duffel bag.
That's really where he started to kind of just needed some money, I think. With honors, Brendan Fraser, Broxtail.
Yeah, another good one.
The Super. Do you remember the Super at all?
Yeah. That's right? Funny. I haven't thought about that one in a long time, but that's a great Joe Pesci role.
No shit. I was like, oh yeah, that movie's fucking good. Why have I not seen it in so long? Probably because it's not really good. Love that there are 2 actors from Aliens in this movie. Did you spot them?
No.
2 actors that were Space Marines and Aliens. So one of the guys he's chasing at the beginning is fucking the light-haired guy who really likes Vasquez and Aliens.
Oh, you're right.
Oh yeah.
And Vasquez.
Also in Shawshank Redemption.
Oh, that's right.
Yes, Boggs. Yes, Boggs. And Vasquez is the cop who gets blown up
on her diving board
into her swimming pool, which is so ridiculous. Out of all the kills, I was like, she's not dead.
And I love the fact that they filmed the explosion through the wall of sliding glass, and none of the glass breaks.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. And then the other alumni from this movie, Hank from Breaking Bad, one of the cops dies at the poker night. I felt like that was that hit the hardest of all the wave of police assassinations. Those guys are just having some fun, man.
Yeah, pretty brutal. I mean,
Pretty
the
bad.
poker night is exempt. You know what I mean? It's untouchable.
Right? You're like, I got to kill him this day. Oh, they're at church? I guess I'm going to wait. Also, poker night with the buddies?
Yeah.
I'll wait.
All you can eat Tuesdays at the lasagna joint, fucking handle it.
Right. Yeah. Show up. Brr, brr. Done.
Oh, man.
Lasagna everywhere. Let me ask you this. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, did you happen to do any looking into the actual writing? And we kind of been all over the wad. We're doing the wad backwards. We started with the director.
Right.
And then we've kind
done
of played
a few A's.
We've sprinkled through the A a little bit. And just to bring it back to the W, the Shane Black was originally tapped to write the sequel. Was titled Play Dirty and was too dark. The studio, it was too dark. In his version, Riggs dies at the end.
Really?
Really played up the suicidal mental issues with Riggs, and was apparently, from what I've read, very dark. Despite everybody's interest and everybody trying to find a copy of that original writing to date, it doesn't exist. Nobody's been able to get a copy.
Put it away.
Wow.
Shane Black.
We can't have it besmirch.
Well, and in 2014, Shane Black said in an interview that it was the best work he's ever done. Still writing that script and never got published, never saw the light of day. Like they freaking completely
maybe that's Lethal Weapon 5.
They completely shit canned it. Freaking he quit the project and then the other guy came in.
Yeah, and the other guy I read was Andrew Rothstein, who called it Lethal Weapon 2 Down with the Jews. And Mel Gibson said, cut that. No. And that's when they went with the more just no,
Oh,
no
wow.
subtitle to it. Just Lethal Weapon 2. Dude, that graphic when the red 2 flows down behind the Lethal Weapon, I was like, oh shit, this dates this movie.
Which is funny because
You got
there's a
any other
note.
writers?
Yeah, I was just looking to bring it back up to it was Shane Black and Warren Murphy.
He was the third writer after Rothstein.
And Shane Black wrote the first one, the original Lethal Weapon.
Okay.
And was part of the group that came up with Remo Williams. We've talked about that movie a couple times on this show. We haven't done it. Probably
about
will.
A movie that, dude,
never do
got
it.
such fond memories, and then thinking about it, I'm all, oh no, that movie was really, really not correct.
Oh, anyway. I've watched it sometime in the last year, and yeah, no, it's not good. It's not good.
Right.
It's not. it's really not good. Fun to remember, not fun to watch anymore.
Right.
No, Jeffrey Baum ended up taking over and completely rewrote it. And I want to say this was Jeffrey Baum's last writing. He wrote Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, Inner Space.
What?
The Lost Boys.
Inner Space.
Yeah.
I'm an old cowhand. And the Rio Grande.
The Lost Boys, right?
Say hello to the night.
Classic.
And he went on to write went on to write Lethal Weapon 3 as well. So that's the W for you.
So then this would not be his last work. Because he went on to write Lethal Weapon 3.
You're right. So, no, you're right.
3.
Come on, man.
3 is after 2. 2 plus 1 is 3.
Yeah. I'm just reading what I wrote I'm just reading what was written on the internet, so it must be true.
Very nice.
This was his. He went ahead in time. He time traveled. Wrote number 3, came back and wrote 2. So technically,
the best idea.
Maybe not chronologically as we move through time.
So
but
I
for
did
Jeffrey
watch them
Baum,
in the right order. 2, 1, 3.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I watched them in the
right
right order.
I guess like
if
Riggs was like number 2 after he already wrote number 3.
Yeah.
It's a zombie flick that he wrote for number 3.
Nah, dude. Him and Nolan Ryan got friggin' or Chris Nolan.
Nolan Ryan, the pitcher?
The pitcher.
The Houston Astros pitcher?
Him and Chris Nolan and Nolan Ryan all got high one night. And somebody said Nolan Ryan pitched so fast he broke that his pitch traveled back through time. So that he threw Jeffrey Boehm through time.
I bet a baseball on Ryan's hand.
That's pretty good. Yeah, I heard he was throwing so many pitches that night that it was hard to keep up. 98 miles an hour.
88.
He's the record, right?
Miles an who?
That's back to the future.
Oh shit, man. Why are you asking all these Googler questions when the Googler's not here?
I'm curious. I got curiosities. I'm curious like a cat. Yeah, I think he's at the top.
Pitch,
but of course I haven't followed baseball since I was 8.
Probably 113.
What is the fastest pitch of all time? Dwight Gooden pitched in 1990, top speed 100 miles per hour. Roger Clemens, 100 miles per hour. Yeah, he's not even in the top 10.
Faster than that.
Well, you know what? Fuck you, Google. In my book,
strikeouts though.
Nolan Ryan's number 1. He should have been in this movie.
Should have
been. Do you guys have anything else to say about people who may have been in or should have been in this movie?
I mean, obviously, Sylvester Stallone
should have been. Stallone, yeah.
Should have been.
That's my number 2 buddy cop comedy, Tango and Cash.
That's
damn. Yeah.
Damn, you throwing back.
I still like 48 Hours better. I really like Eddie Murphy.
I remember watching it as a kid and being like, this movie's too adult for me. And I don't think I ever went back to it.
That's fucking clowning.
Yeah.
Was Beverly Hills Cop the one
dude.
that was was that Great America, or was it the second one? Beverly Hills Cop 2 in Santa Clara? I could be wrong.
I can't
No,
remember.
I mean
I feel like it
Beverly
was
Hills
recorded
Cop
there.
number
Part of it was,
one
at
was
least.
definitely just Beverly. When did Brigitte Nielsen come in? Is she 3 or 2? I don't remember. God, just not enough time to watch shitty movies anymore.
Which buddy cop movie had it was Jackie Chan and friggin'
Oh
Chris
man, Rush Hour.
Tucker.
Rush Hour.
Rush
Yeah,
Hour?
there's another
Do you understand the
one. Rush Hour.
words that are coming out of my mouth?
Push the
Who
button. Yeah, push the
Just
button.
kicked me.
Yeah,
Yeah, okay, that's a good one.
it's a good one.
Danny Glover. We didn't talk about Danny Glover at all.
Danny Glover.
Dude, I love that guy. He's been
Market corrected by Bill
Don
Cosby
Glover.
for America's Dad.
Probably. What's your favorite Danny Glover movie, Ben?
Gone fishing. No, I'm just kidding. I've always liked Predator 2. I've only seen it a handful of times, but I'm always like, why do I enjoy this movie so much? I think it's Danny Glover.
I would agree.
I gotta say though, oh, go ahead.
No,
Agree.
Danny Glover's good in Predator 2. I don't. It's not the Predator. I don't like that Predator movie. It's probably one of my least favorite Predator movies. But Glover is good in it. Glover makes it. Like if he wasn't in it, it would have been an absolute shit show.
Yeah. I gotta admit, he's kind of the bad guy in it, but The Color Purple, always feel like his role is he's very strong as an actor in that movie.
The same here. I mean,
Yeah,
that's one of the ones on
that.
my list. My favorite for him is Silverado, though.
Yeah,
I really like his character in that show.
I don't know. I find that little side story a little too contrived, but he is good for sure. Jason, what about you?
Angels in the Outfield, all the way.
Yeah,
Phenomenal. Yep. Ray Liotta,
Angels.
Danny Glover. You got
good
that
movie.
shit.
Good movie. That was it. Danny Glover was kind of the only one we didn't touch on.
He was only in 5 movies.
Operation Dumbo Drop.
Well, yeah, I mean he's got a lot of other movies, and the stuff that he's done on the civil rights front.
Yeah, right. Dude, the Operation Dumbo Drop always makes me think of people. Dennis Leary saying when people ask him if that was him, he's all, "Oh no, that was Willem Dafoe." Like, no, that was you. That was you. Operation Dumbo Drop.
That's fucking hilarious.
Classic.
Yep.
What's your favorite line from the movie?
From this one?
Yeah.
Hard to beat. Eeny, meeny, miny. Hey, Mo.
That one is hard to beat. Jason?
I like when he shoots him and he's all, "You've been revoked."
Yeah, that's the number one.
You got revoked, bro.
Yeah. The whole movie, I'm waiting for that scene.
Yeah.
Been
You can't
revoked.
touch me. You've been revoked.
For me, it's the getting ready to pull him off the toilet. And they do the go on 3, and then they have and it's a reoccurring thing.
Wait. Yeah.
Wait.
Right,
are we going on? Is it 1, 2, 3,
3
go? Or are we 1, 2, 3?
3.
I mean, they open the movie with it. It comes up there. It's a holdover from number 1. It's in the entire series. It's one of my favorite things. I still quote that anytime there's a conversation about it. It just came up the other day when I was at the dump. I got my daughter's working with me, Trinity, and we got this heavy ass bag of fucking the flooring guys were dicks and overloaded this bag. And I was like, all right, we're just gonna do it on 3 and 1, 2, and she's a 1, 2, 3, and I'm a 1, 2, 3 go. So bag went flying out sideways, all crazy. Somebody almost got hurt. I was like, all right, so look, we're gonna have the lethal weapon conversation. I'm on 1, 2, 3, go. Yeah, I go on 4. But that's the commentary on that. But my favorite line was he said that he's like, "What's up to you, boss? It's your ass." It's super cheesy, but I
I
always
was pretty
found it really
impressed by
funny.
how nice and neat the writing on the toilet paper was. I was impressed with that part.
I know,
mean,
right?
That had to have been. That's more than one take to get that written just right.
Fuck yeah, that's
Ooh,
somebody
you
with like a
did.
Sharpie just doing a dot drawing. There's writing on that. That shit would tear.
It would rip. 2-ply, 1-ply, don't matter.
Yeah. They had
Remind
to
me
test
not to
that
use the
shit.
bathroom at your guys' house. I buy quality toilet paper. My asshole feels loved when I get done wiping it.
That's not, on that note. Yeah, so I did some research.
Newt sewer line all the way to the street. Sorry.
I was trying to figure out if hands and feet were considered lethal weapons in California. What are you guys' votes on that one?
You have
Do
to have
you think
you have to have training? They can be lethal weapons.
in California they're not considered lethal weapons unless you have something in your hand that would make someone have bodily injury?
Really, even if you're a black belt in some kind of martial arts, because
Your hands aren't a weapon. You have to have a weapon in your hand to be considered a lethal weapon.
all right, cool. So I just got to beat a motherfucker to death with my hands instead of you shoot him.
Yeah.
Now, what's the qualification? What if you beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker? Is he considered a lethal weapon?
It depends on which motherfucker you're talking about.
I mean,
a lot of motherfuckers
Chuck
there.
Norris, baby.
That's right. It's one of my favorite things. I'm gonna beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker.
That's right.
One of my favorite sayings. I think that's all I got for this movie, right?
Yeah. I mean, you don't necessarily have to beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker to hit subscribe, but you should. If you sat through this whole thing, leave us a comment, give us a suggestion. What's another movie we may have not talked about in a long time that's worth going back to see? And ring the bell.
Subscribe.
See you again next week.
Tell your friends. Share. Watch this movie.
Check out the merch store.
Coming soon.